What will you miss the most about spaces?
What I miss the most is honestly
And I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be gold. Hey. Some people think that the physical things define what we did. I've been there before, but that life's a war, so full of the superficial. Some people want it all, but I don't want it.
Jump in the Cadillac for the first time. Look to my right and I see the whole time. These things all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's something that I'm feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. This was the taxi master on the radio. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. With my hands up to play my song. It's gonna be okay.
Gianna, you're not even in the video.
I'm trying my best. I'm struggling.
I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be gold. Hey, I'll be fine once I get it. I'll be good. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be gold. Tell me what you know about dreams, dreams. Tell me what you know about night terrors, nothing. You don't really care about the trials of tomorrow. Rather lay awake in the bed full of sorrow.
The people and the friends I've made in spaces, I feel like I've made a lot of really like good and tight connections with people here. And honestly, having a space to be on campus, because I've been in spaces literally almost all 4 years of in-person classes. I'd be here almost every day. And honestly, the community too, I really like seeing my coworkers like in and out of spaces, that we're always able to hang out with each other. Just being with each other is really fun, and that's like I feel like I'll miss that part of spaces too, not just the work I've done. So, yeah.
I think I will miss how welcoming spaces is. I think I kind of had a hard time transitioning into this job, and because I spent a lot of time in the ASP closet, I didn't like interact too much with others. But I think whenever I did come into the space or in the lounge, like everyone was like willing to like start a conversation with me and like talk with me. And I think just having like an environment where like others are like readily able to like help you or like willing to help you, I think I'm gonna miss that the most, because when I was having like a hard time with like my program, or like things with like my personal stuff, or like my academics, like someone was always like willing to like talk to me and like help me out, and also just like willing to check in with me. So I think I'll just miss having like that type of support system where like someone is always there to help me and is willing to like work things out with me.
The thing I'm gonna miss the most about Spaces is working with really passionate and driven people every day. I think I've learned something new from every person I've encountered in this space, and everyone I've worked with has made everything so fulfilling and fun, and I'm gonna miss everyone when I leave, so yeah.
So, what was your favorite memory at Spaces?
My favorite memory at Spaces is when me, Sophia, and Sharon Tagi all were making spam musubis in the Spaces kitchen. And so I had brought I brought the seaweed and the rice, and I think Sophia brought the spam, and we all kind of were just in the Spaces kitchen, and we fried the spam in the air fryer, made the rice, Sharon Tagi like spiced it up and everything, and then we made little baby spam musubis, and everybody was trying it and eating it. We were all having a good time. And so like, because I got to like meet all the seniors and everybody at Spaces, I'm definitely gonna miss them the most, just because like we got to hang out a lot, and like I guess they really like showed me that I had a community at Spaces of people that like really supported me and cared for me, and like also were just like my family. So I'm gonna miss them.
My favorite memory is honestly also the thing I'm gonna miss the most, which is just any time I'd be working in the main workroom. I feel like what really makes Spaces like what it was like for Cycle 15 is the people, and I really am gonna miss like everyone here. Sometimes when I go to work, I don't feel like it's work. I feel like I'm just hanging out with friends. So yeah, we love Spaces. Spaces so cool.
My favorite memory, well, I kind of have two. So it was first coming into the space because I didn't know like what to expect in terms of like the physical space, because when I started everything was online. And then my second favorite memory kind of ties in is meeting all the directors for the first time like in person. I think Spaces' birthday was the first day we were all like in the same space together, and that was really cool because like it was nice to see that like the energy was not reciprocated, but it was still the same whether it was online or in person. So everyone just kind of like being together in one area was super cool, and I think we got pretty close throughout, so that's been really nice. I think that's been my favorite thing. So yeah. Are you zooming in? I feel like you're doing.
Wow. My favorite memory in Spaces isn't one memory, but an amalgamation of like different moments. Because Spaces and working in Spaces, you do events, yes, but the aftermath of the events is what I remember the most. Because all the chaos is done, and all you have left is each other and talking about the day and what happened and the crazy stuff that happened. And I really, really enjoyed bonding with the other coordinators in that way. Because it's a lot of de-stressing because of what happened for the event that day. And I just really cherish those moments, and I really, really remember them. It's not that I remembered them, I remember how I felt during them, and I felt really warm.
So, what has Spaces given you?
I think Spaces has given me a lot. Importantly, I think Spaces has given me a lot of relationships that I wouldn't have been able to have if I didn't join. And Spaces has also given me a lot of skills, a lot of people skills that allowed me to foster a lot of these relationships in ways that I wouldn't have been able to if I didn't join. And also, I think Spaces allowed me to have a platform where I can practice my leadership skills and kind of just like my communications.
Spaces has given me a sense of belonging. I think when I first started, I was a little scared because I didn't really know much about Spaces, and also I was a little worried about how I would get along with everyone else. But over time, I felt more comfortable with everyone, even though most of our interactions were virtual. But I think that with with the steering meetings and also like all staff meetings, we really established a bond and good friendships. So I became more friendly with everyone, and then also everyone made me feel like welcomed. And it was just a warm space in general. And along with a sense of belonging, I also gained confidence. And that was mainly because I was left as a single coordinator. And so a lot of the space's staff gave me like that extra push to like, okay, I think we might have to cut this off. My train of thought died. What was I saying?
This is weird. Okay. Spaces has quite literally given me a space on campus, I think, coming back on from in person after the pandemic, but it's also given me friends I never thought I would make in my last year here because of the pandemic and just with school and trying to find work. And it's just really been like a blessing in disguise almost with work and being able to love and enjoy my time with my coworkers.
That's a great question. Spaces have oh my god, Spaces has given me a place to really work on like my passions and really just come to terms with what I want to do once I graduate, which is in some time, but still it's good to know now. But most importantly, it's given me a space, or really giving me a space to make connections that I hope I'll never forget, because I'm gonna miss all of you guys, even those who are staying, because you know we be changing. But yeah,
Spaces has given me so much love and so much empowerment. I think Spaces has also given me such a really, really big belief in the power of community and community work, and this idea that if we really, really put our hearts and passions into things, like we can make stuff happen in this world. The end.
What has been your favorite thing about Spaces?
My favorite thing about Spaces thus far are kind of the memories I've made and the people I've met, but I think above all is having pride in knowing that this is like one of the only student-run centers in the nation, and just with that alone, being able to do what I need to do, get what I need to get done as a retention coordinator, and just having the freedom and accessibility to do that. So that's been my favorite thing. I can't think of really much else other than like the people and the relationships I made, again, just to reiterate that. Yeah. I don't know.
I think my favorite thing about Spaces is the people. Coming into Spaces, I didn't know a lot about it, and I think that my position was very new and I wasn't really sure about like the environment of Spaces, but very quickly, just off like the first meeting, like I could tell that everyone was really warm and welcoming and that it was a very open-minded space. And I think the directors worked really hard to make sure that we would all enjoy each other's company, would all be able to work with each other. So I really liked that. So the people is like my main thing. The second thing I feel like is just the open-minded community space that Spaces has provided for me. I don't think that often I work at a workplace where I feel very comfortable like being myself, and also just having like these very strict morals of just like, for example, like expressing my pronouns and like being able to like understand other people's pronouns on their stories and whatnot. I think it's very rare that I get to go into a community space like that in a workplace. So I think those are just the main two things that I really like from Spaces. My favorite thing about Spaces is that I finally found a community at UCSD that I could truly confide in. And when I first got to college, I had like no sense of direction until I met the KP space. And from here, I was like really comfortable and found myself being my true authentic self. And within the KP space, I met a lot of amazing people who are just really willing to serve the community around them. And yeah, that's why I love Spaces.
What does Spaces mean to you?
Spaces is a place where I'm able to fully transition from a high schooler to someone that can benefit my community, and a place where the different identities that I have are served, and also growth happens academically and professionally.
Thank you.
To me, Spaces is a family. It's a space where I felt comfortable. I learned a lot of things, had a lot of experiences, and I met wonderful people who helped me out through the process of in terms of planning, in terms of being myself, and just finding what I'm passionate about.
Thank you.
What does Spaces mean to you?
Well, when I think of Spaces, I think of the community and the support that I've built and experienced in this past year. And so to me, Spaces really means caring for each other and supporting each other and showing up for each other, and also like pushing each other to do better and to think outside of the box, and to really just always be there to like lend a hand and see how we can like become closer within Spaces, but also like extend it to like our core orgs. Spaces means a lot to me. If y'all haven't noticed, it's kind of been my life for this past year, and I think for me, Spaces is how I realized I had a passion for community building. It showed me how much I love it, and yeah, I'm really thankful for Spaces and everything that it's given me in this past year.
Okay, it's currently 5 a.m. I just finished making the video when I realized that I never recorded my part, so I just wanted to say something real quick. But yeah, Spaces has honestly been the best job I've ever had, because it never felt like work. It just felt like I was coming in, seeing my friends and doing community work. And that's like honestly what I'm most fond of, is just being excited to come to school every day, to see all of you. I don't think I would have been as inclined to come to campus every day if it weren't for Spaces and all of you. So I'm really grateful for that. And I just really love like the vibe of everyone in Spaces. Like I just love how everyone's like energy and positivity just kind of like radiate off one another. And it's helped me a lot, to be honest. So thank you all for that. And yeah, I just feel like when I look back on my last year of college, it's filled with memories of, you know, Spaces events, being in the space, and all of you. So thank you.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.